Okay, sorry about the abrupt ending last time. Issue came up with my recorder, and also I noticed that the my settings for the last one were a little off, making it a bit blurry. But I hope you don't mind. Again, this is my first attempt at really recording anything, and I really just want to hear your feedback and ways I could improve, as well as hearing if you enjoyed the video and liked the games. I'll be doing different games eventually, but I'm going to stick with Neo Scavenger for a while because I really want this game to go far and do well. And without a further ado, let's continue. Whoops, I'm naked again. No, I'm not. I was talking before. I probably got cut off. This floss, presumably very dirty. But you have these plastic bags here, which basically work as your first backpack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the first aid kit and put it in the plastic bag. And I'm gonna take the other plastic bag and put it in my hands. If your mind hasn't been blown yet. Oh, whoops, I gotta set it to the other one. It's a sort of an item management game to try and survive as long as possible. And you also want this water bottle because water, people. Alright. Water and people, you know how well they work together, but you want a couple of water bottles on you, and you basically want to find clothes as fast as possible, which I haven't managed to do. Oh, whoops, I think I put that in my first aid kit. Yes, I did. But, as you can see, there's a whole map. That's where I am. That, like, little tiny dot, like, right there. So, basically, I'm sorry, it's a little tough to explain, but I'm just going to wait a few turns so it becomes daytime. And that is one of the enemies. That is a dog man. The scariest, toughest enemy in the game. My luck is horrible. Better get out of here. Ooh. These are good. These forest tiles, when they have a cabin in them, those are typically prone to have really good loot. I mean really good loot. As you can see, I have a very small, like, radius for looking. That's just because, you know, I took poor eyesight. Again, can't pronounce it. And you can see, I have the scavenge option for scavenging in the wood. Scavenge a shack in the woods. Now, sometimes the game likes to be mean to you and give you a forest tile in place of a thing. And hold on, let me see the base stats for this. This is a pretty wonderful base stat. The loot is high, safety is high, sneak is high. Then you can use strength to make safety loot almost guaranteed. And as you can see, we just attracted a creature. This is usually how you find most enemies. Now, this is a great find. We have pills, ammo, extremely rare. I recommend, like, holding on to ammo with all your might. A water bottle, some random water, I guess, on this floor. Pants. I'm naked. No, I'm not. And you have a hoodie, which is... The hoodie has a pocket on it, which probably makes it the best thing, but also you can put on a really... Ooh! These are pretty rare to find, actually. These are squirrel pelt gloves. They pretty much are usually signified by a trapper, because they're the only ones who have the ability to, like, make traps and catch animals and get the hide from damn squirrels. Sorry. And so normally, though, that's a pretty rare find for a cabin. Even a cabin, actually. So now we have more pain pills, which I equipped the hoodie, so I have extra warmth. And from what I've seen, it doesn't really matter if you equip the left right because it just seems to kind of connect. There's no, like, debuff for having two different pairs of shoes on. But I just like putting on left and right. But then here you find recipes. These are kind of silly for the most part because, as you can see right here, a quality torch can be lit by a crude torch that's lit, and they'll have like 20 of those saying it can be lit by a fireplace. Well, not a fireplace, fire, campfire. And this is a multi-tool. This item is indefinitely required for a lot of things. You can use it to get... Sorry. You can use it to get extra rags from items. It's used to assemble the scopes to guns and the sling to a gun. It's also used to skin animals, along with this meat cleaver, which is about to break. Thank you. Metal saucepan is used purifying water and other things. Then there's some extra bottles here, and that's pretty much a decent description of a lot of the good items in this game. Meat cleaver's one of the better items, but it seems like this one will fall apart if I just use it once. As I'd like to point out, there's a click to take and drop item, which is just pretty much instantly sends it to your inventory. This is useful for quickly grabbing items you just want. And the other one, hold on, I'm looking for the best condition water here. Drink. As you can see, there's food, water, sleep, burden, temperature, or actually, player condition, temperature, injuries, / health. And so, the binoculars here are a nice item. Unfortunately, these ones are about to break, in which it increases the range you can see by 1, so it can counteract my, thing. I also like, whoopsie, taking these pain pills out of, the bottles and slipping them into the ones I have in here. Oh, wait, actually, I don't have that one yet. A good plan is to, like, take these pills and just put them in your bottle. Now, I assure you, this is all boring sounding. We're going to get to an interesting part. If you somehow remember the creature that we just encountered before this gigantic mess of inventory sorting, that is the combat. We are going to fight something. Now, we want a weapon, of course, because beating people to death, while effective sometimes, isn't the best course of manner, because your energy will rapidly drain in combat. So I'm just going to take this metal saucepan and put it in my hands. And we found a raider. Raiders are the tougher version of humanoid enemy. There's looters, bandits, and raiders. And then also, you know, the completely face-destroying dogmen. Looters are weak, frail, and will run away. Though they typically have good items on them if they're allowed to live for long enough. Bandits, common enemy type. Beat them up. Raiders almost certainly always have a crowbar and a hunting rifle. The only gun in the game currently. Usually it's empty, but I'm always cautious and always try and, you know, dodge and lie down on the ground to avoid bullets. But for this guy, he just has a crowbar. But as you can see, his conditions are strong, same as me. But he also has an ability called Tough. Now, what Tough does is it basically just makes you tougher. Prevents sickness, faster recovery times, healing, harder to injure. Now, this... Oh, I can't. Sorry. I tried to pointing to my screen. I'm a genius. Right here is basically the description. Right now, the best cover's low, meaning if he was ever firing at me, I probably wouldn't have too much time to live. Weather is cold and cloudy. There's not been much implemented on that. Time of day really just affects your line of sight. And then terrain is difficult. Now let me explain what these are. We have take cover. Basically hides you. fall back. You walk away 1 space. Run away. Moves you 2 to 3 spaces. But also makes you vulnerable and gives you a high chance of tripping on terrain. Notice anything? Well, terrain can affect how you run. It's usually minute, but sometimes it gets really annoying if you get very bad terrain that makes you trip and fall all the time. There's a retreat. This basically just tries to get you out of combat and usually works if you're at a range of 4 or 5. Here's threaten. It basically taunts your enemy with your weapon in case they weren't terrified enough to get them to try and run away. We have advance, move forward, and then charge, which I'm going to select. Now, the combat I recommend doing this because it just sends it right over. Excuse me. Now you go over, and here it starts to change. What did he try and do anyway? I think he tried to run away. No, he charged. This is just a text log you can look at. Here we have dodge, making you, it's basically try and move away. Here we have run. Again, run, threaten. This is parry. This is basically if you want to stop an attack and wait for an opening, but not get away, like dodge. This is tackle. Tackle target knocks the person over, which is invaluable to certain things. You can do this at 1 space away, makes them lose a turn and cover, but it's not always available, but it usually is. And this, though I felt, for player controlled, either I'm an idiot, which it most likely is, or I'm really unlucky, has almost always failed for me. When the computer does it constantly, like infinitely, making you stop and get down, but that's usually pretty rare to happen. Then we have melee surge. It launches a couple attacks. Sometimes it hits just once, powerful, but it can hit twice, also powerful. You have to wait another turn afterwards, and then when you automatically lose your turn, and it pretty much has a high chance of missing from what I've seen, just on its own. And then there's the standard melee attack, which I'm going to stick with. Actually, I'm going to select parry in case he tries to do melee surge. Oh, he's running. Get him! Now, see right here, I've tripped. Tripped. The player has fallen to the ground. Oh, luckily the bandit was an idiot and fell, or raider, and fell to the ground too. Now, you have dodge roll. I don't particularly like this one because it never really works too well. And the chance to move away from one target is pretty low. Get up. Do I need to explain? Now here's one of the abilities you get from strong. Create obstacle. This one isn't particularly powerful, but it's nice sometimes. We have... I'm going to actually attempt to tackle. Well, he dodged. But, so, now I'm on the ground, and he's on top. No, that wasn't a pun. And now we can reach down and try and pull him. This usually doesn't work, like you can see. Oh, here's another silly thing. The raider just tackled me while I was on the ground. This is what I dislike. I hate it when they launch those attacks that basically do a whole lot of damage. Alright, I'm coming up on my time limit, and this is getting kind of close. So what I'm going to do is going to end the video, and see you next time when we actually try and take on our first enemy of Neo Scavenger. See ya. This was Nick Boom 321, not 123. Somebody took that name. Going out.